Great costume. I bet you win a prize.
No.
Oh, it's the best I've seen. The judges are sure to give you at least a ribbon.
They won't.
Sure, if you keep wearing that, if they see you, I'd be willing to bet on it.
How much?
50 cents.
That's sure. Very wise. It's one thing to talk when you know nothing. It's another to take risks on that ignorance.
I was just trying to make conversation.
I know.
Seem to put my foot in it again. The worst thing is I don't even know how this happens. Here I am trying to talk to a girl, a woman, and I seem to be all tangled up again.
Do you see this sign on my forehead? It means I wish to be left alone in the crowd. You are to treat me as if I were wrapped in a cloak of invisibility.
Oh, gosh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
The damage is done. I forgive you.
What a klutz.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's like a curse.
More like a cantrip.
A what?
You don't play D&D?
Oh, no.
Neither do I, though most of them think so.
But you are an old hand?
Very, very old.
I've never done anything like this before, you know. I feel so weird.
That's a good start.
Huh? Oh, you mean because everybody else is. Yeah, well, that's what my friend Ken told me. He was supposed to take me to this, see, but his uncle died. And, you know, he really sold me on coming, so, you know, he said he looks forward to the cons all year. He said because, you know, women at cons aren't like regular girls. Civilians?
Mundanes.
Right, you know what I mean. Anyway, he said we could really talk to you, them. Except I can't. Total strikeout.
What do you say, usually?
Well, that's it. What? I mean, if I'd known I was going to be here by myself, I would have had him rehearse me. The way Ken pictured it, all you had to do is just walk into a party.
You tried that?
Last night. I heard that there was this one on the 19th floor sponsored by ElfQuest, so I thought I'd go. So, well, it took me 40 minutes to get into an elevator. There were these huge crowds, and some people had it figured out so that they could be standing right in front of the doors as they opened and then shove all their friends in. But by the time I finally got into one, instead of going up, we went down to the basement and stuck there. Some techie's idea of a joke, I guess. For which I got blamed. I mean, I was standing in front of the buttons, yeah, but I swear I never touched them, honest.
I believe you.
Well, they didn't. They were like a lynch mob. They threw me off, and I had to walk sub-basement to 19, 21 floors.
Was it worth it?
I hadn't brought an ID, so I couldn't get a beer. Not that I'm that big on alcohol, but it might have helped to deal with elves. Elves? And it was decorated all like...
A fantasy. Their world.
Yeah. And they were all standing around being... them. You know, they had pointed ears and boots and little bits of fur over lots of skin, and each of them knew who they were supposed to be. You know what I mean? I mean, they were all someone I was supposed to recognize. Only after about 6 words, they'd realize I didn't recognize them, and they'd just walk away. Talk about alien. No. No. See what I mean? What's wrong with me?
They don't expect everyone to understand. If you ask them to tell you about their characters, tell you what fantasy they're in, I'm sure they'd be glad to.
You think so?
They want something you can give them. Confirmation.
So, instead of saying great costume, I should have asked you to explain who you're supposed to be.
I'm not supposed to be anyone. I'm Luna.
Yes, well, I see that. It says so on your badge. But I mean, where's Luna from? A story? Comic book? What?
I am what I am.
God, a minute again. This is just like talking to one of those elves.
Don't worry about it. You don't see me walking away.
Thanks.
Save your confirmation for someone who needs it.
If anybody ever will.
Do you want to find out?
Find out?
If someone will need you. If anybody is waiting for you.
How?
With the tarot.
I'd be afraid.
It could be very near. Right around the corner. Right here.
Here?
Me? I'm old enough to be your mother.
Well, you certainly don't look it.
Well, you must have felt there was something motherly about me, or you wouldn't have had the nerve to talk to me.
Well, you may have something there, you know? Although, when I first saw you, well, the feeling I had was stunned. I mean, you're so beautiful, I didn't even think you were real.
Well, in the sense that you mean, I'm not. If I were younger, then...
Hey, I am not an ageist.
Or a coward? Tell me, do you want me to read your future or not?
Can you?
I've offered.
What do we do?
Shuffle them. Close your eyes. And while you do that, think about your question.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. What question?
Love. You want to learn about your heart.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Have you seen Darth Vader? I mean, recently. Has he been through here?
I haven't seen him.
What about you?
Me?
Have you seen Darth Vader?
You mean in the movies?
No, here now.
Here now, all I see is you.
Shit.
Shit, that's what she said to me. Did you hear that?
Oh, don't be discouraged. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Now, choose a card. It will be your significator.
This one?
The Lovers! From the major arcana, you see you can draw love to you, but it's upside down. Your fears are doing that. This card covers you.
So if I were to,
The Chariot. This card crosses you. Past, 5 of Cups. Passing, 7 of Wands. And the Princess of Wands crowns you.
is that good?
All times alert.
Oh, ready on the astro gauge.
Dominion A2. Is she all right?
She was.
Okay. For the next hour, well, it's 47 minutes. It's taken me a while to locate my operatives. You are to display this blue patch on your badge. At exactly 3 p.m., take it off. You got that?
3 p.m., take it off.
Right. What time do you have now?
Oh, 2:15.
It's 2:13 and 27 seconds.
Oh.
Synchronize!
Oh, right. 2:13 and,
31.
yeah.
32. What are you doing?
Trying to set it.
Give me that. There.
Thank you, sir.
3 to 1, you're in software.
Oh, well, actually, I'm still in grad school.
Stay away from the lab courses. You and 3 more could probably screw in a light bulb.
How's this blue patch supposed to work, anyway?
Our agents are aware. You will be contacted. Just make sure that you check them out before you show them your ID and transmit. We don't know how long it's going to take the Illuminati to crack us. Hopefully, changing the sign every hour will throw him off.
Right. Oh, will you be the one to give me the 4 p.m. sign?
That's classified. You do not have need to know clearance.
Yes, sir.
You could be captured.
I could?
What are you, a crop, or is this your first year?
Oh, it's my first.
But don't expect the Dominion to brief you. Consult the manual, Creppy. Consult the manual.
You're in one of those role-playing games?
Yeah.
I thought about doing that. Is it a good way to meet people?
Don't know yet.
Last year I went to the writer's workshop, but even though I felt real close to some of those people at the time, later on in the con they walked right by me.
Well, maybe they're shy.
You think so?
I've heard that about writers.
That's what I thought. I figured I'd be comfortable with them, even though I've only written like 6 pages of this one story. But I love writers. I mean, I almost worship them from afar. Except here at the con, it's not so far, is it? I mean, they're walking around and talking on the panels and even dancing. Can you imagine that? Yesterday, I actually danced with Larry Niven.
Wow!
You wouldn't imagine that he'd be dancing, would you? Especially not old-fashioned. I mean, like, maybe a foxtrot, like that was what was in when he was in high school. Maybe you figured he might do that. But this was Contra. At the Regency Ball. I was dancing with this woman dressed as a pirate, and we went down the set and changed partners, and there I was, holding hands with Larry Niven.
Impressive.
You're not impressed.
Oh, yeah, I am. I didn't even know they had a ball here. What did you call it?
Regency.
Regency, right. Now, what world is that?
It's history or romance. But don't ask me why they have it in the science fiction, because I haven't any idea. Except it must be another reason for people to get dressed up and prance around having fun.
Well, sort of the idea, isn't it? Having fun?
You aren't a media freak, are you?
What?
Sir! I'll lay you off. You want the other one.
That wasn't him, was it?
Who?
You know who. My master, Darth, the Dominion. Has he been through here yet?
Have you got the word?
No, I don't have the fucking word. Can't you people get out of your fantasy for just a minute? Just tell me whether Darth Vader, who thinks that he's the master domo to the king of the universe, has been through here yet or not.
Are you supposed to tell her or keep it a secret? You know.
I can't say unless I know you're on our side.
I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on my side. Oh, Jesus.
Tell her.
About 5 minutes ago.
Oh, thanks. Headed which way?
Up the escalator.
You're a sweetie.
Oh, God. I think I have died and gone to heaven.
What you did, telling her, was that okay?
Who cares? It was worth it. I've been playing this stupid game for 2 days now. I still haven't figured out what's going on.
You are a media freak.
What?
A movie fan.
Oh, I don't see many movies. I have a busy schedule at school.
Star Trek.
A couple of episodes.
You knew it. You're so much. You've never even heard of Larry Niven.
Sure I have.
Who? Who is he?
He's a writer. Science fiction writer.
Name one of his books. Name 3 other writers.
Asimov?
Tell me who won last year's Nebula.
Look, I don't mean to pretend to be one of the real fans, okay?
Fan.
What?
The real fan. The plural of fan is fan.
Well, anyway, I only started reading sci-fi last year.
What's sci-fi, you ignorant jerk? Only mundanes call it sci-fi. I bet you just came here to get laid.
What did I say?
Blue,
Yeah?
have you got the word?
Ready on the astro gauge. And the sign?
So, are the women friendly? Neutrals. So introduce me. All play and no work. Never mind. The messages we've been cracked. Only give what you've got if you are absolutely sure. And look out for the Spider Woman. We don't know what she's wearing, but she's extremely dangerous. She gets a hold of you, she'll get what you got. And we're dead meat.
What I've got? What should I
Stay
do?
right here, they're tailing me. I'll be right back. I gotta shake my tail.
Listen, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I know what it's like. It's not your fault.
That's okay. You know, I feel so out of place here. I shouldn't even
I'm
have
not
come to this.
trying to pry. I mean, I set out to be friendly.
Well, me too.
So, are you from around here?
Uh-huh. Harvard. Are you?
I used to be, but just this year my family moved to Berlin.
Wow, that's really a long way.
It certainly isn't as easy as it used to be, when I could just take a trolley from my house to the hotel every day. But no matter how hard it is to get here, there was no way I was going to give up this con.
Boy, it's that important to you, huh?
Reality is just an escape for people who haven't the guts to face science fiction.
I've seen that on a button.
So, what's your name?
Hal.
Like the computer in 2001.
Just like him. And yours?
Effie.
Effie. Oh, that's nice. It's kind of old-fashioned and homely.
Homely.
Down home.
You were right the first time. Effie. It's not a name, it's initials. Stands for homely.
I don't get it.
Effie, Four Eyes? It's what the kids called me. I wear glasses. I read all the time.
Well, you know, a lot of the people here seem to have con names. They pick their own. That's Luna.
Hi, Luna.
Oh, don't talk to her. She's invisible.
Oh.
Well, anyway, what's your other name? I could call you that.
Oh, never mind. I'm used to Effie. I guess it suits me. After all, having four eyes ought to be an advantage, shouldn't it? See more, know more.
Oh, I like to read, too.
You're just saying that so you won't think so I won't think you're a media freak.
No, really. When I was in school, the guys used to call me Worm, short for bookworm. But it was only last year that my college roommate turned me on to sci-fi. Oh, sorry.
SF. Call it SF.
Right, but I really am interested. I mean, I even thought that maybe someday with my physics background, I could write it myself.
You too? Oh God, that's my dream. But getting started is so hard.
Well, what about this workshop?
That was last year.
Wasn't worth going back?
It's not that. You should go. They could help you.
No, but they didn't help you.
The problem was, I critiqued this one guy's story. I mean, I could tell it was really well done and everything, even though I didn't know anything about the particular setting where it took place in the military. But this was after a kind of alternative World War II where the Japanese had won and these American airmen were hiding out in an island and like turning into cannibals, which I suppose is thematically profound.
At least to some people.
That's what I said. But I told the writer I thought it was brilliant. But didn't he feel funny putting himself inside of the guy of a mind who would eat people? And he really took that personally, like I'd insulted him. You know what he said to me right in front of the whole group?
What?
I was so embarrassed. He said, "Don't worry, honey, nobody'd ever want to..." Shit, why am I telling you this?
Mercury in your third house.
How do you know?
You're Gemini, aren't you, with Virgo rising?
Gemini, yeah, I don't know about the rising.
You get in your own way.
I do?
I think you do, Effie.
Shit.
Hey, you're not the only one, you know.
I see it all the time. Look at this spread. Here's...
Hi. Do you have a room?
Beg your pardon?
Are you staying in this hotel?
Yes, I am.
Well, there's not anybody up in your room right now having sex or roommates or anything, is there?
Oh, my roommate couldn't come. His uncle died.
Great.
What have you got against his uncle?
Nothing. I'm glad about the room.
Well, I'm not. I mean, he offered to help pay and everything, but I couldn't accept that. It wasn't his fault.
But that means the coast is clear. I think it's fate.
Is it?
I don't think so.
Let's go to your room, okay?
You and me?
Isn't that what you want?
Well, we were having a conversation.
She can come too?
3.
Together?
There's all sorts of possibilities.
Look, at this point, I really don't care, okay? I just need to get out of here as soon as possible. Can I please have the key to your room? You can come up later.
Well, why don't you do like Luna and put a sign on your forehead and be invisible?
Who's invisible?
She is.
Was.
Must have been. You certainly never noticed her.
Yeah, see, if you...
But can I have the key to your room, please? I will do anything.
Well, if it's that important to you,
Thank you. You are saving my life. Oh, shit! I'm dead! Are you sure she's invisible?
Sir! Dominion A2! Is it a crisis?
Depends on how you figure it. Darth is out to launch some kind of a personal problem. A straying girlfriend, if you want my personal opinion. Meanwhile, he's out hunting whoever. The game seems to be on hold.
Oh, I'm just as glad.
Me too. It's time to get down to the real meat and potatoes of con business.
There's an excellent panel on galactic sociobiology scheduled at 4:30.
Are you kidding?
That's for smurfs.
What's a smock?
It's creeps like you who give this convention a bad name. It's supposed to be for readers serious about
Partying! Wine, women, song!
What's a smock?
It's a snotty, moldy old fan. Now stop looking at us. We're invisible.
That sort of authoritarian bullshit makes me want to berserk her. Where do you get out? Cutting out the heart, the dick. Puking all over our good, healthy, aggressive, wish-fulfilling, cathartic play. The name of the game is rebellion! Us against them, son against the father, brother against big brother, individual versus the empire! So don't come to me with your pecker pocket regulations. We're here as free spirits. So let the rays glow, the spirits flow, and the fucking force be with you!
Put that gun away, soldier, if you don't want it confiscated.
It's just a toy.
Policy is policy.
Yes, sir.
Any orders?
Not now. I'm looking for my daughter. You haven't seen her, have you?
your little girl is lost?
We were supposed to meet at the con suite 20 minutes ago.
Oh, well, kids have no concept of time.
Have you tried Japanimation? The youngins love that.
She's not allowed to watch that track.
I hope you checked it anyway. Seems to me if you've forbidden it, that's probably where she is.
I'm afraid you're right. I'll check it out again. If I don't find her soon, she'll have to do without supper. We were supposed to meet the oversight committee 5 minutes ago.
Well, don't give up. When she discovers how late it is and realizes that she's missed you, she'll be very worried, won't she? Maybe even panicked.
Panic will be the least of her problems if I don't find her soon.
Poor guy.
Poor guy, come off it, a classic control freak. He probably puts that little kid through calisthenics every night instead of a bedtime story. Right after he lines her up in her striped pajamas for inspection. The Oversight Committee. For cripe's sake, these are the leaders we've allowed to run amok. When we should be running amok ourselves! Anarchy forever!
Put that away!
Can I see that?
Sure.
Where'd you get it?
I made it. Clever, huh?
Yeah.
I'm a filthy huckster, and I've got about 300 more of those downstairs in my lobby if you're interested.
You're not supposed to have them outside the costume party room. You heard what he said about the weapons policy.
Policy schmolicy, what do you expect? From a guy who comes dressed as Darth Vader?
What's wrong with Darth Vader?
The whole myth. That George Lucas ought to be strung up by his thumbs.
Why?
Who's the hero of Star Wars? Even small still, Dad?
Luke Skywalker.
Right, and who's our heroine?
Princess Leia.
Right. And Luke goes through the training and the trials, and he rescues her. And then what? Sheep's eyes, even kisses. And they turn out to be brother and sister. What the hell kind of mythology is that?
Norse. Norse, I think.
Sigmund and Siglinda?
Only if they do it. Then we're into tragedy in which vice may be nice, but incest is definitely best. For romance, brother and sister just doesn't make it.
But Leia is paired with Han Solo.
Han! She hates him! Worse, up until the end of part 3, she thinks he's boring.
Boring is worse. Boring is the pits.
But she's wrong. She's the one who's boring. Terminal. OD'd on goodness. Like Lucas. Oh, he may have started out blocking his own primal source.
The Force.
But by the time he invented the Ewoks...
I love Ewoks. They're so cute.
Disney.
Cute! That's my point. $100 million for cute. The new Homer, he is not.
Have you read the old Homer?
No, but I've
saw
seen
the
the
movie.
You're two of a kind.
Yes, I think so. Who are you?
Didn't I introduce myself? I'm Ray Gun, Cosmic Slaver. The man with the magic weapon, you see this.
Put that away! No weapons!
Do you seriously mean to contend that anyone, no matter how paranoid, could possibly mistake this item for a threat to life? Oh no. This is not a lethal weapon. Quite the contrary. This, ladies and gents, is my galactic sex pistol. Yes, sir. One blast from this, and the lucky female is enslaved. A prisoner of rampaging lust. Your place or mine? Before you answer that, I should tell you that my place is filled with 14 roaring fen from Worcester sleeping off Friday night.
Mine, definitely mine.
Oh, but that's... give our love to Big Brother if you should drop by and you tell him operative 32C is temporarily inoperative. Or hyperoperative. Or on a different wavelength. I ask you, is this or is this not a great con? His sister, for Christ's sake. Worse, her father's Darth Vader.
But Ray, my father is Darth Vader.
Don't be too upset.
I can't help it.
I know. Girls like that, guys can't help it.
It was never in the cards.
She's got my room key. They're crazy, both of them. I could be sued for damages. Who knows what's going to go on up in there?
We know.
There's usually not much associated property damage. Oh my God, look at this reading.
What?
It's going to be a terrible thing about to happen. Who was that young woman that was just in here?
Who was she?
She was looking for her father.
Oh my. Her father? Yes.
All right, what have you done with her? Where is she?
What? Who?
Don't play innocent. My little girl, you slime ball. Where is she?
I don't know.
There's no need in lying. There's witnesses. You were seen kissing her less than a half an hour ago.
That's your little girl? The bimbo with the,
Watch your filthy
How old is she? Your daughter.
Young enough that piece of scum could go to jail. 15. She's 15!
Going on 40?
Just who are you?
I'm Hal's friend, and I've been here all the time, and I saw how your precious little girl threw herself all over my innocent friend here, who had no way of knowing she wasn't aged and experienced enough to have crawled out of the sewers of Venus from the way she acts. All Hal did was let her kiss him. What was he supposed to do? Fend her off with a whip? It's not his fault she wants to defy you. So I'm not going to stand here and watch you bully him and try to blame him, because you're so wrapped up in your own fantasy world you failed as a father. Blame yourself!
God, she's right. What am I gonna do?
Well, for one thing, you could see that she wears a costume made out of more than 6 inches of material.
When we left the house, she was dressed as R2-D2. I don't know where that obscene outfit came from.
She could have hidden it in her purse.
In her pocket.
in her sock.
In a thimble. Small enough.
What can I do? I can't watch her every minute.
Well, the chains aren't a bad idea.
A young woman needs freedom to find herself.
Just last year, she was decorating doll houses and afraid to get on the bus by herself. She couldn't have grown up that fast. She'll only get hurt.
Oh, at that age, a year's a long time. The body matures.
Sure has.
It's urging her to explore.
It's urging her to get pregnant, that's what. We can't give in to that. She'll get gonorrhea. She'll get AIDS. Oh, God. She's only 15.
1 year older than Juliet.
I don't think that's a very comforting comparison.
Dead. She could be dead right now. She could have gone off with some sadistic psychopath.
Con.
No! Look at her! Half the costumes are S&M. Straight out of a nightmare. Conan the Barbarian. Elric, the Terminator.
Darth Vader?
I think you're distressing yourself unnecessarily.
She isn't in his room. She could be anywheres. I searched every public place in a 6-block radius.
I think you'd better tell him.
Tell me what?
We know where she is.
You do? Where?
In my room.
In your room! You scrunchy meat mouth!
Calm down. Hal's not been anywhere near her. If a chivalrous impulse is wrong...
Where is she? What's the number?
Don't tell him.
What?
Till he is calm.
Uncle?
We'll go together and talk in a civilized manner to your daughter and her young man.
Young man?
Remembering what it's like to be young and in an atmosphere of freedom and fantasy, and to be attracted and attractive to a member of the opposite sex. You do remember, don't you? You must. A handsome man like you. Where were you year before last, for instance, while your daughter was watching a double feature of Sword in the Stone and Forbidden Planet?
How did you know that?
Oh, Luna knows all. She can see into the past and into the future. It's just the present that's a little hard to manage. Room 906?
Room 906. Not sure, but I think that woman just saved my life.
Her? What about me?
Oh, Effie, you were wonderful. I don't know how to thank you.
That's all right.
No, really, you were like a tigress.
Or She-Ra?
God, how am I going to get my key back?
Well, you could go up there.
Oh, are you kidding? I'd rather go into a cave full of dragons.
I could go with you.
No, thanks.
I guess you're right. You shouldn't go near any of those people again without at least 6 10th level spells and your own cloak of invisibility.
Well, maybe they'll turn my key in at the front desk, huh? And if not, well, it's dark and carpeted in the auditorium where they show the all-night movies. I guess I could sack out in there.
Oh no, you don't have to do that. You can stay with me.
I could?
I have a room here. 621.
Won't your roommates mind?
I don't have any roommates. I did have one, but she ran into the guy she met here last year and they ran off with him. So there's plenty of room.
Well, that's awfully nice of you.
Well, it's a really great room. It'd be a shame to waste. I mean, I've got a corner window, so you can look down on the church spires and see straight across the river to MIT. It's beautiful, especially at night.
Sounds great.
Would you like to go up now and take a look?
Yes, I would.
I told you I would.
I almost died last night. I was so embarrassed.
With parents, what'd you expect?
You must hate me.
No, it wasn't your fault. You're entitled as far as I'm concerned. I didn't mind all the fuss, really. I'm just sorry you broke us up.
Really?
Really?
Oh, God! And now it's too late. We'll never be together, never!
What do you mean too late? You're 15 years old. You got your whole life.
You'll lock me up.
We'll all be here next year.
By next year, you will have forgotten me.
Not if you don't mean. By next year, you could be a goddess. Or a sibyl, like that Luna character.
I don't want to be a goddess. Just a woman. Why can't Daddy understand that? I'm a woman. In love.
Well, kid, we could have had a ball, but as it is.
We could write.
I'm not much good at that.
Telephone, you've got my number.
Yeah, right here.
But hang up if the man answers.
You gotta remember, this is a toll call.
Please don't go.
I've got to.
No, don't go! Please!
Honey, I've got to. When I said I didn't mind the fuss, I didn't mean I wanted to go through it all over again. See you next year.
Oh, God! I think I'm gonna die! I wish I never came.
Well, guess this is it.
It's over. Now I guess I know how Romeo felt.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
But you will be here next year, you sure?
Oh yes, I'd never miss it.
Then I will be too.
You're just saying that. You think you have to be gallant because of last night, but you don't have to pretend. Even if we never see each other again, I'll have a precious memory.
We'll see each other. I mean, if only you weren't so far. I mean, I don't have a lot of flexibility while I'm in school, and I was expecting to work this summer, but maybe I can get over to visit you, if I can swing it. And in the meantime, we'll write.
Or telephone.
Sure, telephone. I mean, the rates aren't that bad, I guess, if you can believe the ads. And now I will go with you to the airport.
The airport? Why?
Because I want to be with you as long as I can. Because I care. What time's your plane?
No time. I'm taking the bus.
Oh, to New York?
Why would it go to New York? LunaCon's not till April.
To get your plane, to Berlin.
I'm not flying to Berlin.
Are you taking a boat?
A boat?
Teleporting? I mean, how else are you going to get across to Germany? There's a small matter of the Atlantic Ocean, you know?
How? I live in Berlin, Massachusetts, off Route 495, just on the outskirts of Worcester. Not so very far from Harvard, maybe 60 miles.
Oh, wait, from Harvard?
Where you claim to go to school?
No, I don't go to Harvard. I live in Harvard, Mass, near Boxborough. I go to Worcester Polytech. Which, if you're telling the truth about Berlin, although I never heard of it, is...
It's not very far. Not far at all.
I've got a bicycle. Have you got a bicycle?
I've got a car. It's a 15-minute ride.
I can ride over and borrow all your books. Learn to appreciate Larry Niven.
Fuck Larry Niven.
Don't you dare! Nobody but me.
God, I'm so happy. 15 minutes away.
I think it was fate.
It was. I could have told them.
Well, what about us?
No, there is no us.
Well, at least next year.
Next year you'll come with your wife.
You couldn't know that. Nobody here's ever met her.
I told you, I'm not anybody here. You haven't seen me here before, have you?
No, but
Well, then don't worry about it. This will be the last, and I hope the best of your flings. By next year, your wife will be a convert. She'll start reading SF and playing war games, and the two of you will come together and have a wonderful time. In spite of the effort you'll have to share to keep your daughter out of all the young men's arms. Believe it or not, but don't look for me. The door between our worlds will have shut behind me. There won't be a lonely young man with the imagination to open it.
Cindy Beer for coming in at the last moment and helping us out.